Come on in, welcome to my home, should there be light? Okay, let me talk about this. I use light. I use a lot of light. I make videos all the time. And do you know how much light videos actually take? Let me show you. I'm going to turn off every single light except for the window which is outside. We're still going to stay right here, but I'm going to have to move around to turn off lights, so hang on just a second. Okay, here we are. This is natural daylight. This is it. Kind of dark, isn't it? Yeah, not thrilled. Not thrilled about that at all. So, what is so important about light? Why do we play with light? Why do I have so much light in my place? Well, let me show you. Alright, I'm going to leave off my accent lights now. Now I'm just going to turn on the... Oh, can I do that? Oh, this will be interesting. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you what exactly I do with light, how I play with it, and what's really important. And we'll get started with that first. So whenever I'm filming, whenever I go into a room or I look at things, I look at where the light is, what can I do with it, and how can I do it. Let's take a look at, we'll start off with the kitchen, because the kitchen is one which is the most dramatic. Okay, to be fair right now, I'm not all the way in my kitchen. Hang on, let me get all the way in my kitchen. Back. I am now all the way in my kitchen. It's dark. It's really dark. And you're saying to yourself, well, yeah, light might be good. Okay, so you have things known as task lighting. Or, yeah, no, you have things known as just general lighting. Let me turn on general lighting. Okay, with the general lighting, I'd get my big head in the way of the big light up there. But with the general lighting, it just washes everything out, which is fine until you go to do something. And then when you do things with general lighting, you're going to find out that washing your dishes, going to your sink, that sort of thing, you're now casting shadows. So then you want to do things like under cabinet lights for task lighting. But we'll get to that soon. But what I like to start off with is... There we go. That's an accent light. Let me turn this light off. There. Now you can see me a little bit better. I have found that this accent light is just wonderful simply because I can change it for my mood. All of these are linked down below, all the items that I'm using. So yeah, I can change this for my mood. You've heard me talk about this before. And it really is handy. It has a feature where it reacts to my voice, right? See? When I talk really loud and really fast, it reacts like that. It does other things. If I were listening to music, it'd be like boom, 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 boom. But yeah, that is the general lighting that I use for, or the accent light 1, layer 1. There is another layer, but we'll get to that after we talk about task lighting. Task lighting became really important. So we're washing dishes, and I can't give you a great shot of this, but this is our general lighting when we're washing dishes or doing anything here. But you'll notice that I cast a shadow here. I can hold up my hands, and if I were right over top of it, you would really see a major shadow. So what can you do? You can add a task light. This was one of my favorite things ever. It's a task light. Now when you see, I no longer cast a shadow. There's a light. This light really helps me get things done in the kitchen. Task lighting is on in the kitchen, along with our accent light, our first one. And like you're going, well, that really doesn't look like it does all that much. So you're like, well, yeah, that really does. Now let me give you accent light 2. What these are, is these are the lights that I just recently got, which then give me a lovely accent light in the kitchen. So that way I get a nice accent in the kitchen, especially if it's night. Now you won't have to do the other things that I do, because one of the things which I do have is I have full-blown lights in the kitchen. That's for when I'm recording the shows and I need to really light up the kitchen. There are lights everywhere in this kitchen so that way you will see them, but in reality, you really don't need those extra lights that I have. You probably just want those lights. Now you're saying, well, what's so cool about those? Let me show you. These have the ability to do all sorts of colors and those sort of things. These are the whiz lights. If I want to change that light to something different, say like a daylight, or a cool white, or a night light, we can go custom colors. We can do things like deep sky blue. And the coolest part about this, especially when I get it into the room setting, I can do all of these, and let's do something like cozy. All the lights are set up for a cozy look, or true color. And then we can do things like, this is one I use a lot, TV time, or it has these really cool fun ones like candlelight. You'll notice that in candlelight the lights are sort of flickering, but these are the accents that you can get from these different lights. Let's get you a different angle. But these are the whiz lights. I love these. They have all sorts of different settings. And it gives me the extra light that I would possibly need. And as you know, since I do all my filming in here, the one which I use the most lately has been warm white. That gives you the idea that everything's being lit up that way, but I can use night light, which is really nice, so that way, you know, if I need a night light in my kitchen, I do have it. These lights are everywhere. This is the bookcase as the room is. Now when I turn on the lights, which are also set up for the accent lights do add a lot. Still sort of dark, isn't it? Watch this. Please turn on the office lights. A lot more light. And I use these lights, once again, everywhere simply because it does give me a whole lot of different light. Should there be light in everywhere? Well, do you want dark corners? Could I use more lights? Oh yeah, I could use a whole lot more light. But you have to look at your space and say, is it too dark? Am I not getting enough light there? Am I not getting enough diversity of light there? And as I said before, especially with this, I have the ability to change the lights which are on the office. I can change those to be all sorts of different colors. Let's see if we can get them. Nope, we want the whole entire office right now. We're going to do, if I want it to do a warm white in the office, if I want it to do a cool white in the office, relaxing, and you can see how that's changing all of those different colors. And I've had so much fun with this. But you're like, well, I don't need any of that. That's sort of silly. Yes and no. Everybody thought I had lost it when I started buying my color change lights. And maybe I had, because I mean, they are more expensive than regular light bulbs. But I control them with my Google Home. Then they also are controllable through Alexa. I think Siri can control the whiz lights. But they do the wonderful things of changing. When it's really dark outside, I can give myself that feeling of daylight. I can give myself that accent color. I can give myself just something which will warm up or change or just make my house feel a little bit better. Should there be light? Probably there should. You shouldn't be doing things in the complete and total darkness. One of the things that you will probably have noticed is I have some really bright lights everywhere. Yeah. Especially in my bathroom. If you've seen any of those videos, you'll know that a lot of people complain with the fact that they can tan in my bathroom. But I film all the time. You probably don't do that. You probably just live a normal life where you're not doing that. But the color change lights and the lights which just give you the accent and the lights which give you light so that you don't have dark corners, you don't have recesses, you don't have this feeling like everything is closing in on you. The room will expand with light, and then you can play around with that light so that you can have some fun. You don't have to watch TV in total darkness, which I do believe, not swearing to this, because this is what I think I remember, you're not supposed to watch TV in total darkness, but you're also not supposed to have like light right in your eyes, but that's a whole nother issue. But there should be enough light where you can see what you are doing. This way I can adjust my light levels, because the whiz lights, I can adjust them to be like, lower, brighter, whatever I want. I can adjust those levels. I don't have to constantly be getting up. It operates off of an app on my phone, or it will operate off of the Google, what I'm using, the Google Home, or the Google Assistant. So yeah, I honestly say that having the light has helped, especially now, before we went into time change, which we're now into time change, we've been in it for a while. It was dark. It was really dark. And so at night I could get my daylight going and get those lights up and feel a little better. And in the morning when I was waking up, especially even though it's not like really bright yet, it will be brighter. I can wake up with light. I love that. I love being able to wake up with light coming on. I love having enough light so that I can see enough light that it will change your mood. There should be light. There should be light that you can control, and I don't have to keep switching out bulbs. I don't have to get up and, figure out which switch does what, or a lot of things here, like I have lamps that are on light switches that it's just really sometimes sort of strange, or I have lamps that I can't get to. Those are always interesting. So these lights give me the ability to get the darkness out. And that's the big thing. You don't want to have a dark home, because dark homes are depressing, unless you're really into that sort of moody, depressing kind of thing. And even then, you could go with a candlelight flicker, and that'll be really cool. But I've rambled on about this. I would say the light, you should have enough light so that you are happy with it. You should be able to see what you are doing. You should be able to enjoy your space, no matter what time of day it is. And you should be able to just relax. Make your home feel as comfortable as you want it to feel, and that's what I really like about this. If I have a whole bunch of people over, I can turn up all the lights, have it really bright, and have a big party. Or if it's just me, I can turn the lights down and, relax. Or if I'm doing something like sewing or that sort of thing. Well, let me know, what do you think about light? Do you have accent lights? I actually have a friend who we were talking about this. She doesn't have table lights. Like table lights. They don't have any in their house. All of their lights are overhead lights. To me that's strange, but then I live in the Midwest, so we get dark super, 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 super early in the winter time. And I don't always want this much light, because believe me, there's a lot of light going on all the time. So yeah, I then have the table lights. It's accent, it gives you that sort of nice feeling, and it just sort of makes it sort of warm and cozy. And all of these are LED lights, so of course they burn less energy. I like that part. Well, let me know what you think about that down in the comments, and you can check out these other videos that I picked out just for you.